I woke up with the sun shining bright. Grabbed my pack, hit the trail for a hike. Through the woods where the trees are tall, hear the birds, hear the eagles call. I can get high.
All right, I'm back out here at Young Conservation Area. And yeah, I'm going to do it in reverse this time. I guess starting out at the left trail. So it is very bright today, which is a welcome change because it's been overcast and rainy and all that crap for a very long time. So I got my anti-tick stuff on. All my gear is permethrin coated, and put something. Got that other Sawyer. It's not permethrin. It's something else. I'll put a note down here. But yeah, it is past spring, so you know, lots of new growth and places for ticks to hide. So need that protection. Ooh, look, deers. So hopefully, I'm gonna do that whole 6-mile loop in reverse. I'll be heading up on one of those hills up there. And come back the way that I entered last time I was out here, which was kind of at the end of winter. So it's going to be very interesting to see what all happens this time. Looks like this area might have been a fruit tree grove. Maybe, if what I'm seeing is accurate. I don't know. I could be sorely mistaken. Yeah, just got hit in the temple by a horsefly right as I was starting to record. But just before that, I had that moment of on the trail. Love that moment. So I think last time I went that way. So this time, or did I? You know what? I can't remember. You know what? I'm going to go that way. I think I went that way last time, taking the hill first. But this time, I'm going to go around this way. Come down that hill instead of going up it. Think they've mowed around here? I don't know, but there's been, just like other trails, down trees. Right at the start of the trail, there was a big tree that had fell across the road or path, and someone had cut it out of the way. Some I've had to step over. Ooh. Spider webs above head high, thankfully. So I've already encountered a couple of people on the trail, so it's a popular trail, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, if I'd thought about it, I'd probably might be doing that. Maybe wait till a little later in the summer and then just walk that whole creek. All right, at the Taconic Trail split, and I'm going to stay left. I think the last time, the stream there is what made me go that direction. But I'll have that downhill on the way back. Don't even think that's a trail. Although I could be wrong. Let me check. Yeah, doesn't look like that's a trail. That's just a big hill. I think the trail is this way. And this Taconic Trail loop, the short one, should lead to the LaBroque Hills Trail. And man, I got to tell you, it is warm and humid, and there are lots of marks in the trail where people have really taken slips, and a lot of short slips and just slip marks. So trying to be aware of the potential for slipping, because like I said, it's rained quite a lot recently, despite the last couple days being relatively dry. So this is going to be very green, and all those places that I was hoping were full of water the next time I came should be full of water, which we're about to find out, because here is a creek crossing. And yes, it's full of water, which is not actually as awesome as it I mean, it's awesome that I get to see it this way. Ooh, there was a crawfish maybe, or a frog. That was cool. But now I have to pick my way across instead of just walking on by. Ooh, shaky rocks. Okay. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that. Look at that. That is brilliant. Oh, brilliant water. Yeah, the trail goes that way, but that is freaking awesome. And yeah, the rocks there were good enough to step on so I can get across without getting my feet wet. Yay! And not very far from that creek crossing, we get to the Taconic Trail. Goes up that way, and the long loop with absolutely no signage to indicate such goes straight ahead. And I'm a little bit A little bit distracted from paying attention as much as I like to on this trail, because I'm listening to a Charles DeLint audiobook, and they are always extremely captivating. And I just got to a chapter, just ended the chapter on one of those cliffhangers where something pivotal is happening, and he ends the chapter to pick it up in the next one. Maybe. Or it could jump around to another chapter or another person's point of view. But yeah, it's chapter 31, and it's getting to the, dramatic conclusion of the book. I'm going to try and jump those to get around. I think I did that last time, only the opposite direction. So hopefully we don't have me falling butt first into water. Woohoo! We don't. So sorry for the lack of entertainment. Woo. Anyway, so the Charles DeLint book, chapter 31. Oh, cliffhanger. Because I made myself stop and get out of the car before chapter 32. Or I probably would have sit there till the end of the book. So it's going to be good listening on the way home. And if you don't know Charles DeLint, highly recommend you pick up his books. My first one was Forest of the Heart. But there's a lot of others in the Newford series that could be a good introduction. It's a little, can be a little bit of a throwback, because they're referencing cassettes and CDs and public payphones and dropping a quarter in. So a little bit of a nostalgia there for those of us who grew up with those things, and probably a little bit of a confusion for people who didn't. There's that waterfall again. I'll skip it this time, because it's probably really wet in there. All right, we're at the loop split. I'm going to continue going left, so I come back this way. But did want to get a shot of that. Listen. All right. Stay left and okay. Yep. Or did I go this way the first time? I went this way the first time, so I've got to cross here this time, since I'm doing it in reverse. All right. That'll work. Yeah, because that right there goes through is in a valley between two big hills. So, yep, doing the reverse of what I did last time. sometimes it's hard to remember the where you're supposed to be going, especially if you're thinking about what happens next in the book. As I predicted last time, very fuzzy, but check that out. Awesomeness. Oh my God. Yep. Look at how that rock's been worn out. It's got kind of a bowl shape there. Oh wow. Oh my God, look at that. There's been several. Look at that. Rounded out. The trail goes right across this knee-deep puddle. Luckily, got this little gravel bar here that creates the knee-deep puddle with a little overflow. So it's nice and easy to get across. That is deep mud. Look at that. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, so there's lots of crossing of water on this trail. And yeah, just like I thought, when it's flowing with water, it is absolutely majestic. Totally awesome. Yeah, hope I don't get my feet wet. Yep. On the hilly part. Think I'm going to get to the top of this. Have me a little sit down and have some water. Well, Ultima hydration mix. They are not a sponsor, but Ultima replaces all your electrolytes, not just salt, which I think is much better. Don't drink the salty hydration mixes for the same reason they tell you not to drink seawater. A little bit of salt is necessary. Too much is toxic. So, but yeah, see you when I get to the top. Well, made it. Sitting on a piece of a downed tree that they cut out of the way, out of the trail. My Garmin finally died, and I'd been checking it on a regular basis, but it just kept saying it was 100%. So I finally stopped checking, and that's when it died. So got to replace the AA batteries when I get back to the house. So I'm not going to have a total of how long this trip was or how long it took me. But coming up that hill, dang, it's like I hadn't hiked in 3 weeks because of all the rain. Oh, yeah, you got to keep it up or it's going to go right back to much suck. On top of that, I got to say gnats are stupid. A gnat flew into my left eye, got itself trapped in there. Still not back to feeling right. So I don't know if he's still in there. I don't know. But I'm not even sure that's the biggest or last hill. Pretty sure it's not the last hill, because I think I got up a little bit higher elevation than that last time. But at least I'm on a semi-flat area for a little bit. And I am liking the use of this sit pad. Picked up a second sit pad, so I don't have to remember to change it out from my day pack to my backpacking pack. Of course, last time, the backpacking trip, I did forget my sit pad because I'm not used to using them. But it does help preventing getting your butt wet or dirty, which always kind of adds to the suck of hiking. But I think just about everything on me is getting wet from sweat anyway, so getting extra dampness on your butt from sitting somewhere would be extra suck. So, whew. Had a little drink. Let me take another sip before getting back on the trail. So yeah, don't know how far I've come. Don't know how far I have left. Suckage. Well, thanks to the hiking project, I know where I'm at on the trail. Less than halfway. But yeah, the little flat section that I was thinking I was on was a very, very short and temporary reprieve. That is a cedar heart stick, which would make an excellent hiking staff, probably. I'm probably going to pick it up and test it out. and then tackle that rest of that hill. So yeah, I just got to the top, a little ways back there, and starting the downhill. Man, there are this is about the third, maybe fourth tree that's been downed, and they've come and, you know, cut it up and stuff, but yeah, a lot of destruction. That may be the third and fourth. That tree took out that tree. Jeez. And had to stop one other time halfway up that hill, or another half of halfway, whatever, up that hill for a breather. And I was thinking, man, it's just weird how, I don't know, it's a combination of haven't been on a real hike for a couple of weeks, plus weather. It's a good bit warmer and more humid than when I did the 8.5 miles Lewis Loop of the Lewis and Clark Trail a couple weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know. I don't do time very well, so, but had no problem with that trail. 8.5 miles, a couple of hills much steeper, not as long, but steeper, and had no problem. I get out here today, and that one long hill just about whooped me. It's weird. I think it's weird. The amount of the factors that go into whether or not it's going to be a difficult hike. It's not just the trail. I guess it's the weather and how much activity you've done in the past week. Man, I don't know. But it is extremely beautiful out here. I wish you could really see the depth of that, but it is awesome. I am drenched in sweat. And as a bonus, quote unquote bonus, I forgot my knee brace. And now I'm going downhill and my left knee. Oh, more of those stupid gnats. Fuck. Right in my fucking eye again. Anyway, going downhill and my left knee is letting me know that I forgot my knee brace. Fortunately, it only happens going downhill. And I've got more uphills coming. Well, I've got at least one wildlife encounter. The turtle. Yeah. Nonplussed. All right. I'll just keep going. Well, I think I made it through most of the uphills. I got a downhill. And I am having a seat to maybe try and rest my knee. gonna have lunch, and then see if I can get the rest of the way out of here. Whew. I hope I'm gonna run into just as much awesome scenery as I did coming in. But I think this way is going to be less scenic than the other end, from what I remember. That's all right. I'm glad I got to see all the really cool stuff before I got tired and sweaty. Unexpected reaction for the trail today, but yeah, it's part of hiking. So we'll see how I finish out the rest. Well, that was a nice long sit down. Yeah. So back on the trail. And going straight downhill. Oh wow. Yeah, that was a long sit down. Had some good cell signal, so did some Facebooking and all that good stuff. Feel a good bit better, and getting back on the trail. The knee tweak is still there, but not as irritable from having gnats flying in my eyeball. And for as long as I sat there, nobody walked by. But as soon as I got back on the trail, passed somebody. Oh goodness, this is well, as long as the uphill was, downhill looks to be about the same length. Oh, which may be problematic for my knee, but I mean, like I said, it's not horrible right now anyway. That first time it reared its head on the White Bison Trail, it was painful. I couldn't freaking move. But now it's just kind of annoying, uncomfortable. But we're on the downhill portion, and more towards the end than the beginning. So that's good. I'm gonna put the camera away because this is downhill and slippery. So maybe see a little closer to the bottom. But the woods are freaking awesome. This is just very nice to be out here. Awesome. Yeah, despite all the complaints and the now 5 gnats that have flew directly into my left eye. None have hit the right eye. 5 gnats have flown into my left eye. I do not know how 5 gnats have flown into my left eye. That's just really weird. But the scenery out here, oh man, it is phenomenal. It is awesome. Look at that. Phenomenal. Oh, not all of the cool is on the other side. Check this out. Very awesome. Oh, very, very cool. Oh, the awesome definitely outweighs all of the aggravation by a long shot. Oh, 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 that is awesome. Look at that. Oh, that is pure awesome. All right, going a little off trail here to get a better look at this awesome. And back at the beginning of the LaBroque Hills Trail. So the next split point is I could go straight to the parking lot, or I could go left and do the Taconic Loop. I'm going to skip the Taconic Loop and go straight for the parking lot because I'm tired and I don't want to do the Taconic Loop. The Taconic Loop is mostly through like a evergreen kind of forest, up one big hill, down the other, and just doesn't hold any appeal for me right now. So yep, gonna skip that today. So it's gonna be less than 6 miles. I may try to work out how long it is, the route I took today, but without this being charged, I may have to use something like Onyx or something to figure it out. Yep, my knee is back to feeling fine because we're doing flat ground. Don't want to have to do another downhill with it. I know I've got at least one, maybe two little short, gentle inclines comparatively. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, yeah, the awesome outweighs the suck, especially with the water flowing like it is. Awesome sound, awesome sights, little waterfalls, all that good stuff. So yeah, may touch base a couple more times, but really wishing I had brought that seven gnats in the left eye. Wish I bought a swimsuit or something. Oh, so that is some very nice, cool water. Just dipped my long hair's bandana in it and put it back on my head, washed my face. Ooh, that feels good. Now I'll pick my way across and get back to the car.
Hiking trails are calling me, miles to cover, sights to see, the arms of nature embracing me, to trade my worries, show me how to be free. Oh, oh. Around the bend what will appear, a canyon wall, a white-tailed deer, ancient oak with twisted crown, buzzard circling, looking down. Hiking trails are calling me, any place I can be free. Slow the pace and just be alive, wild and stranger's smile, chipmunk chatter all the while, hidden falls through emerald green, coolest waters I have seen. Morning mist on forest floor, petrichor through every pore, yesterday's rain, today's gift, as morning fog begins to lift. Hiking trails are calling me, I can be free. Slow the pace and just be alive, wild and free. In pristine silence, tall trees stand, only footsteps mark this land. Mountain summit, world below, Here's the peace I've come to know.